What's good, YouTube? And welcome to the house. There is so much going on in this market watch today between cards and other things happening that I'm going to try to keep up the pace and go. Sorry if you try to listen on 1.5x speed, but there is just so many things. I don't even have all my tabs open, such as Plunder Patrol Lease is going up. I just want to cover what I can get to today, and the winter market is really heating up like never before, despite the fact that we don't have a WCQ on the horizon, that remote duels more so are giant cards, OTS packs, other things like that. There are real pricings for them, but we don't have this huge tournament where the market usually heats up right now. It's just doing it on its own. So any new good support for a deck, we know the prices go brrr, and Scrap Raptor is no exception. I'm going to read him real quick so you understand why the buyouts are happening. He's a level 4 Earth Dinosaur Tuner Effect monster. Really good typings all around. For a scrap monster, you can target one monster you control, destroy that monster. Also, you can normal summon one scrap monster during your main phase this turn in addition to your normal summoner set. You only gain this effect once per turn. And the second effect is if this card's into the graveyard because it was destroyed by a scrap card effect. That sounds like what he just did. You destroy the monster. Oh, he can activate his own effect. We got it. You can add one scrap factory or one non-tuner scrap monster from your deck to your hand. So this guy is usually left out of scrap things, even though he used to be insane back in the day. He's just ignored because you need to normal summon it. When this card is normal summoned, you can select a scrap tuner monster in your graveyard and special summon it. He also can't be used for synchro materials except for the synchro summon a scrap monster, and everything else has to be scraps. Well, now we're link summoning and that just doesn't matter as much for the deck. This has been bought out to $20, and plus, he is now searchable by the guy, as well as you get an extra chance at normal summoning him, so people are actually looking at this going, yeah, we have a purpose for him again. Also of note, scrap yards, add the one scrap tuner monster from your deck to your hand. You have a triple searcher for this. It's starting to feel a lot like dinosaurs, as people have been telling me, and this just seems too good to be a Yu-Gi-Oh card. A lot of people are floored with this. You see the old support really go up. A little bit of fallout. This wasn't available for like under $20. Now you see some unlims peeking in by motivated sellers, but the first edition is still sticking near 20. I would hope we see some reprints in a March reprint set, or maybe even Battles of Legend. I definitely think we will get to see these cards reprinted, so people just throwing their money at the wall while this is so far off over in Lightning Overdrive. I think it's a bit ridiculous, so I would not suggest buying these right now. Even if you're interested in the deck, I would look at reprint opportunities down the road, but if it comes out and these aren't here and you're like, I gotta play, we could see respikes as we head towards the release of Lightning Overdrive if we have not received the reprints by then. Also, I just want to note, Scrap Recycler Super Rares, they are almost out, but they've never been that high in quantity from Fist of the Gadgets, and we do have the recent Maximum Gold reprint that will help keep it a little bit cheaper. Scrap Weaver, this is a penny stock I told you guys back in the day, like, this card is absurd. Someday this engine may take off. I didn't see it being this good, but it is still only around $1, and you can still get it now. I think this is one I definitely would buy, as I don't think they'll be as focused on reprinting this, and it's a huge part for the scrap engine. And then finally, I want the fridge. How could I resist the fridge? Scrap Golden Super Rares are still only around $2 to $3, so you can use that TCG player link in the description down below, costing you nothing extra to support your channel directly for the cards you'd already be buying. Well, you know, the fridge. How can you resist the fridge? You gotta go get one. Next up, Ghost Bell and other graveyard stuff have been spiking. The gold rares have been running out of quantities and then getting relisted. They were as low as just 20 listed very recently, and there's a little bit of a rebound here, but almost every single version is running pretty low as people are focusing on it during the format, but people also like other cards such as Alley of Justice Cycle Reader getting bought out once again when there's not that many for the DT. That's kind of wild. And then we see the super rares, there's just not that many of them from the OTS pack, and the original Hidden Arsenal, very low on quantities as well. The price / market price not really reflective of what it's actually going for, towards $5. So if you have these, they are up there. It's a lot of anti-Drytron ability, but other people are starting to look at stuff like Transmigration Prophecy on Dueling Book. And I've also think Crevice of the Dark Dimension, if I remember its name right, where you can declare an attribute and banish to, whereas this puts it back in the deck and shuffles it in, because sometimes you don't want stuff in the banish. Certain decks can take advantage. The ultimate rare is way up there. The boomers remember this card getting tacked in multiple formats. It's still very available for all of it, but it's seeing a lot of play on Dueling Book. Just something to note right now. Oh, I do have Crevice up, actually. So Crevice is an older card, and you declare an attribute and then target 2 monsters. It says select 2 target monsters from either player's graveyard, and then you remove the targets from play. First for Figures has a new Blue Eyes White Dragon figure out, and there's 2 versions. This is the nicer one, which costs way more. The base cost is $160 when we're looking at the version that's just on more of a regular zone. And this is a PVC, so more of a vinyl figure, where for the price, I think this one's really well priced out, but it's always the ones with the extras, the goodies. Even though this is exclusive to First for Figure sites, the ones with the extras and goodies tend to go up. It's $200 extra for those nice goodies. And when you think about it, there's 2 different paint schemes. It seems like the white one is actually way more desired by most people, and you get the card down here tablet, you get the dust smoke going in the air, you get an extra neck and different poses of jaws. You get so much more that makes the figure, you can display it this way or that way. And then they have triple packs, which cut down the price of each a little bit because people want to display 3 Blue Eyes for $1,000. I do think that First for Figures, typically they go up. Blue Eyes merch tends to go up. First for Figures typically does not re-release their products unless they are under an edition size sales, in which they might further later re-wave, but they still have a cap on usually an edition size. So with this, I do think it is a decent buy. Size for figure, the 160 is great. It's just you're missing out on a lot of cool stuff, but that's 200 freaking more. Maybe some people will be spending their STEMI checks over there if they haven't already gone into the market. Speaking of cool stuff, Stay Classy has a Stratos Metal Field Center up. The serialized numbers have sold out, but you can use code WhatsGood5 if you didn't already on one of those for this. And the back is awesome too. It's actually like a skyscraper hero signal, and there's a many little Stratos here in the background. It's so freaking cool. So that's over at Stay Classy. Over in Gold Series land, it's just been interesting to watch the back and forths and the different Ash Blossom, one pull ahead of the other. I don't know if there's really anything feet versus 5 head, but they keep swapping back and forth here. Dark Magician kind of falling behind other cards in the set, and at $11, a lot of attention has gone away from this and stayed more on Blue Eyes, as that estimated value pulled has kind of shifted towards cards, while the sealed has stayed the same. Have you noticed this? This was available around the 100. You can still get it for around the 102 for the display. So I still think the displays, they're gonna get eaten up. These cards, the estimated value pull for vendors who bought this at $16.50 a piece, it's looking pretty nice, and the prices haven't changed that much on gold because so many people ordered a ton. I see the sealed going up over time, and I see some of the contents definitely shifting around as we approach new metagames. Speaking of which, Infinite Impermanence was $18 when I last looked at it a couple days ago, and it's the only version non-short printed of this, and now it's towards 21, 22. Yeah, it looks like 22 lowest mostly, but some motivated sellers here at 21s. Motivated, $1. Yeah, that's not real motivation. But anyways, my point being, around $22, it does seem like it's jumping up in price a bit, even though it's not seeing the most play in this format versus other formats. Divine Arsenal AA Zeus, it has been going crazy in price. We have a couple of lower listings here before it's 65, and then quickly 70. So even in the 60s, now those copies are starting to look like they're going away for the most part. You might want to get yours sooner than later, but it's still going up, up, up. So it might have a place of cool. 70s about where I called it being a while ago, but then there's so much Phantom Rage out there. And there is the conversation to be had that Phantom Rage is still available so cheap, even though this is a chase card, very worth having, that there's so much Phantom Rage that's cheap. If this continues to go up and other things continue to go up, people might start busting theirs, and the supply will go back up versus the demand that's currently there. Do keep that in mind, just how much Phantom Rage is still sitting around sealed for cheap. Kinetic Soldier C4, the World Championship 2004 promo, has been bought out. This is kind of a random odd one. So many damage. It surely terrorized me back in the day as a 6 Samurai duelist, and we see that it's towards $30. When I last looked, it was around 40. Near mint for 8. Look at this. That's a motivated freaking seller. Cloud TCG, good on you. Get a little shout out here, and 4 of them. And then you see 200 200 here. So, like, I like to see that. Oh, what's it at? Well, here's the market price. I'll list just barely above that and make my dollar. That's pretty good of them, although I think they could have listed at 12 and still been motivated. So we see he's changed to Cypher Soldier, but a lot of people remember this card and have fond memories of it, and a lot of people are looking at game promos, Shonen Jump Championship things, older things that just won't be reproduced, and while for game promos, the quantity of them out there is super high. It's been years and years. This is 2004. Imagine how many have gotten damaged in play or just not taken care of by people who opened the video game, left it unsleeved on their desk. Stuff like that. The Dark Magicians have been bought out despite Legendary Duel Season 2 getting its full spoiler today, and Legendary Duel Season 3 probably on the horizon, even if Season 2 doesn't perform well, and 1 didn't perform well. They're likely to finish out, and they know all the top heavy cards are between Magical Hero, and you have the hero cards like Bane out of 5, so I don't know. I don't get why people are suddenly clamoring at that, and there are cheaper German ones here, but people really going crazy over this card all of a sudden. It's not like it's in the metagame or swinging heavy or anything. It's a cool card. I respect it, but you likely have a huge reprint on the horizon that's going to give it a price coolant, even if it's from this specific pack. I don't get it. Dangers, I wanted to talk about the Danger Engine and some surprising prices. Secret Rare Bigfoot back towards 16. Ultra towards 10. Something else I noticed, the Ultra and Secret Thunderbirds are about the same price, so if you're thinking of putting the Danger Engine to just have in your back pocket, oh, we could get one card and it could go crazy, that's a possibility. I do think that Danger Thunderbird Secret is something nice to have right now, especially versus the Ultra. Whenever we see a price like this, the Ultra tells us the Secret's undervalued, might as well get some Secrets around 8-ish. Sky Striker Ace Rose has been skyrocketing in price, and I'm not quite sure why. I respect Sky Strikers in the Sky Striker engine. There's no ban list speculation here. It's just continuously gone up. When we looked on stream the other day, that was Sunday, and now that was Wednesday, my bad, and now we're here into Friday, losing track of days here in my house. What else is new? But it's towards 1750. It keeps climbing, and it's actually selling around 16, etc. Market price 1630. So this is kind of going wild in the rogue status. And Ignition Assault will be the first set up for reprints and stuff like the March reprint set. That's why I'm kind of cautious of plunders and people buying out the Plunder Patrol stuff from that, because you have Lightning Storm and other stuff, and the March reprint set's looking kind of hungry, and then Battles of Legends looking kind of hungry. You could see cards like this end up over there, but it's continuously going up. A little bit of extra value for Genesis Impact. It sure is thirsty for it. Around $15 for Riona, and she has been going up. Yeah, we'll just call her Bear, but she's going up a bit. You can see the market price under. She's gone from 6 to 11 to now towards 15. She continues to go up and go pretty crazy from there. And finally, Galaxy Soldier. Every single copy of this low. Again, I called this a penny stonk a while ago, and it sure was. Even for the dual power ultra rare, it's really hard for cards like that to end up climbing that don't see a huge meta impact, but people do like this, and I would have gone with the secret rare when I suggested it as well. Still might. It's barely above the other cop. Well, nope, it's further. Never mind. Alright, that's a good market watch about there. You click on a card and it's way different sometimes than what it says, and we've seen that multiple times. But point being, Galaxy Soldier go brrr, despite not really doing that much. Cyber Dragon fans out there rocking it. Thank you for watching today's Market Watch. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy these conversations. I try to still get a little bit in depth, or at least explain why something's happening when going through the cards as much as I can, while still not getting to other things that I still want to get to. So I'll probably do another Market Watch Saturday or Sunday, but see you guys tonight on the live stream if you're there, 7 o'clock Central, and we'll keep looking through the market probably a bit on the stream and see what's going on there.